Hey there, Life Editors! Welcome back to our Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, we're back with another session, and this session is how to plan for a six-figure year. How to plan for a six-figure year. Now, I will say right off the bat that most of what we're talking about definitely applies to business owners, entrepreneurs, or anyone who is thinking about starting a business. But there are definitely some tips and strategies that you can apply, definitely some mindset stuff that we're going to be going over that you can apply to anyone. So don't completely discount it if you're not interested in having a six-figure year. So for those of you who are new, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sage Grayson, and I'm a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. Thanks again for joining me for this Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. And if you haven't done so yet, I want you to click the link in the description to download your Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat workbook. So remember, these videos are going to be up all weekend long, but you got to download your workbook so that you can take notes during the sessions, because we're going to be using all of the notes that you take when we make your 12-week plan in the next session. So please make sure that you download your workbook, and we're going to be using this page that talks about business money. Also, for every single session of Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat, there is a giveaway. And the way that you enter the giveaway is by liking this video and leaving a comment. And the giveaway for this session is for my Startup in 60 program. So Startup in 60 is a time management course for busy women who are ready to finally start their own businesses, whether they have 60 days, 60 minutes, or even just 60 seconds. That's absolutely true. You can create and run a successful online business in just 60 seconds per day. I am so proud of my Startup in 60 program. And it's really a wonderful program because I made it because I had too many clients telling me that they didn't have enough time to run their business or to start their business. So I kind of made it out of spite. Is that funny? I made the program to prove them wrong, that you could create and run a successful online business in only 1 minute per day. And I really love hearing from the Startup in 60 graduates about how they've transformed how they think about time and what they're capable of day to day. So if you would like to be entered to win Startup in 60, remember to like this video and leave a comment. Doesn't matter if you're on Facebook or YouTube, either way works. And you'll be entered into the giveaway for Startup in 60. All right, before we get going, I want to make sure that you have a planner or a notebook or your Life Editor Weekend workbook or some way to collect your ideas and strategies that we're going to be talking about during this session. All right, we ready to go? Here's how to plan for a six-figure year. How to plan for a six-figure year. First off, let's take a step back. What is a six-figure year? What's a six-figure year? Maybe you've heard that phrase floating around out there. Six-figure year simply means that you have earned at least $100,000 in a 12-month period. $100,000 in a 12-month period. That's literally where the six figures, $100,000, comes from, because there's six figures in $100,000. So if you are having a six-figure year, if you have a six-figure business, or someone says they have a six-figure business, that means at minimum, over the course of a year, over the course of 12 months, they earn $100,000 for their business. That's what a six-figure business means. And for many business owners, almost all of the business owners that I work with, a six-figure year is what they are ultimately striving for. Most of the people that I work with are startup business owners. So they are within the first year or two of their business. They are definitely new business owners, but they still want to reach that six-figure goal. And this is something that's important to them. It's not earning $1 million. It's not buying a great big mansion or a sports car or whatever it is, or hiring a team of 50. It's just reaching six figures on their own. So how do you get to six figures? How do you earn $100,000 over the course of the year? Well, there's lots of ways to do it. It could be from one product that you're selling from your business. It could be from multiple products and services, active and passive income. We're going to talk about that in a minute. It could be from multiple businesses. You might have many businesses going on at the same time. It could be from affiliate programs, yours or somebody else's. Or it could be from a business that you run and a job, like a corporate job. You might combine your income from both of those and reach six figures in a year. There are so many different ways to reach six figures. If you're a six-figure business owner or you have earned more than six figures in a single year, leave a comment and let me know what helped you get there. Was it one single product? Was it a combination of products and services? Was it a business and a corporate job? Was it whatever, raising your prices? Let me know what was that sweet combination that you used to reach six figures. So for me, I run a six-figure business and I have multiple streams of income, multiple streams of income. Thank goodness I do, because I told you this, that last year I lost a third of my income because I could no longer do live in-person retreats and events because of COVID, because of the pandemic. I could not do live in-person events. So I lost a third of my income. Thank goodness I had many other income streams to make up for it. And this year, I'm still not doing live events, but I have rearranged and pivoted my products and services to make up for it and then some. So I do one-on-one coaching. I have my mastermind group, Life Editor Academy, and applications are now open if you would like to apply for Life Editor Academy. We start in January, which is very exciting. I have many products, digital products like Startup in 60, which is the giveaway for this session, or my Life Editing for Beginners program, or my Edit My Life Planner, which is also a 5-day video course. I also have an affiliate program, my own, and I'm also an affiliate for other businesses like for Amazon. I also do sponsored posts and I get paid for those. And it keeps changing. Oh, speaking events, when I can do speaking events, live speaking events, I get paid for those too. So it's kind of all over the place. My business has many different forms of income. So I firmly believe that you can have a six-figure business, no matter what business you have or what your niche is. Like, don't come at me and be like, well, my niche is too nichey or whatever it is. No, I think you can have a six-figure business and earn more than $100,000 every single year, no matter what your business is. And I believe you can do it whether you are an established business and you've been doing this for years and years, or you are a startup business, like you are literally starting your business. Right now, today, I believe you can have a six-figure business by the time we talk next year at the December Life Editor Weekend event next year. Okay, so if I believe that somebody who starts their business today could have a six-figure business in a year, in their first year of business. So Sage, were you a six-figure business owner in your first year of business? No, I wasn't. It took me 18 months before I reached that $100,000 goal of mine. So about a year and a half it took me. And that might be surprising since so many people think like, oh, Sage is the queen of productivity. She must get stuff done all the time. It must have been super easy for her. It wasn't. I made so many mistakes, which I've documented here on YouTube and many blog posts. When I first started my business, I didn't know what I was doing. I had no niche. I spent the first 6 months of my business, when I had my idea for my business, I spent my first 6 months goofing off and reading a lot about running a business, but not actually doing any of the work. I would sit on the couch and watch Star Trek reruns all day long. I would goof off on social media and play around on Pinterest. And I spent 6 months. And then at the end of that, I was like, why am I not earning money? Because I wasn't being professional, because I was being a terrible business owner when I started my business 10 years ago. So yeah, it took me 18 months to reach from idea to six figures. But I'm telling you this because if you don't follow my lead, if you don't goof off, if you don't watch TV for 6 months, if you don't goof off on social media or whatever it is, you can get there a lot faster. I wish I had the strategies that I'm going to share with you today. I wish I had that 10 years ago when I started my business. I wish I had mentorship and support and strategies and confidence that I'm going to try to instill in you. You can do this, but you've got to get really serious. You can't just play around. You can't just goof off. You can't be like, I'll do it when I feel like it. No, if getting to a six-figure business is important to you, you can do it, but you've got to put in the work. That is the huge disclaimer I'm giving to you. Yes, I firmly believe that you can reach six figures in the first year of your business if you put in the work. So don't come at me and be like, oh, well, I blogged once or twice over the year and I only sent a couple emails and I didn't reach six figures. Well, yeah, you're not going to do it if you're goofing off like that. So don't follow my lead. You can do this faster. Okay. So when you get serious about why you started your business, your why and your passion is really clear. You know what's driving you. You know why that figure is important to you, that money figure is important to you, and you are determined to help others. You're not just focusing on like, I want money because I'm Scrooge McDuck or whoever you think you are. You're doing it because you're helping the world and your business has a solution that can help people. Whatever your business is, whether you're a coach or a graphic designer or a jewelry maker or who knows, whatever business you are, if you care about what you're doing, you have a solution that can help people in some way in their lives, and you really believe it and you're passionate about it, you can have a six-figure business. I'm curious, for those of you who are watching who have businesses or are thinking about starting a business or have a struggling business, whatever it is, leave a comment and let me know, what is your business and what's your niche if you have a niche? And do you believe with your heart that you have a solution that can help people? So if you are feeling like, oh, there's no way that I can earn six figures, or you're feeling super envious of other six-figure earners, I want you to kind of get introspective with yourself and maybe do a little bit of journaling and maybe meditate and think about it, about why you feel triggered when other people earn six figures. I remember years and years ago, I got a email from someone who said they were mad that I was telling people in my videos and blogs and whatever that I was a six-figure business owner. And they're like, I don't like it when you say you're a six-figure business owner because it makes me feel bad. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? I'm not going to lie and say I'm not a six-figure business owner. And I'm also not in charge of other people's feelings. So someone else might be triggered and feel bad, like, oh, they're a six-figure business owner and I'm not. Well, that really says more about you than it does about me. And maybe if you're feeling envious or you're like, oh, I'm so mad at those people who earn a lot of money or those $1 million business owners, not just six-figure business owners, but those $1 million business owners, I'm mad at them. Well, think about why. And it probably has to do with a lot of your money blocks. If you watch one of the videos from our June Life Editor Weekend Retreat, we have a whole session about money blocks and maybe some of the programming about money that's been instilled in you over the years, like only bad people are millionaires, or that if you have too much money, you're going to have a lot of problems too, or that money is evil and you should give away all your stuff for free, you shouldn't charge people, or whatever it might be. So if you have uncomfortable feelings that are coming up, maybe work on your own money blocks, watch some of my videos, do a little research, get introspective, meditate, and figure out why you're having all of this uncomfortable feelings around money. But I gladly tell people how much I earn because I want people to feel uplifted and excited that if I can do it, then you can do it too. And yes, I totally get it that we all have different privileges, we all have different resources, but I've seen people who have had far fewer privileges and far fewer resources than me make six figures much faster than me, especially because I goofed off for 6 months before I actually got serious. So use what you got. Remember, we talked about your foundation. Use whatever you got. Be serious, be consistent, and you can reach six figures too. Okay. We talked a lot about six figures, $100,000 in a year. But why? Why does six figures matter? Why does earning six figures in a year matter? Well, the short answer is it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Okay, see ya. End of session. Bye. No. Earning six figures doesn't actually matter. And here's the reason why, because we all have different ideas of what success looks like. So, what does success look like to you? Is it a certain amount of zeros in your bank account? Maybe, I don't know. But earning that amount of money could allow you to hire staff and spend more time with your loved ones. It could mean you have more vacations and experiences. I live in America, so yeah, our healthcare is a little messed up. Earning six figures could take care of healthcare for you and your family. It could create an ease of life where you're not worrying about, can I buy this thing on Amazon today or do I need to save up for it? No, you can just do it because you have enough money. It creates that freedom, that ease, that joy in your life. But success might look like something different to you. Maybe you don't need six figures in a year to have that ease and flow in your life, to be spending time with your family and loved ones, and to be doing the things that you want to be doing. Maybe you only need 30,000 a year or 50,000 a year. Maybe you have a spouse who earns an income too, and you can combine your income to get six figures. Or maybe you just want some extra spending money or some vacation money or whatever it might be. Your idea of success might be different than six figures. So, does six figures, $100,000 or more a year matter? No, not exactly, depending on your circumstances. So Marie France says, I'm still working out my niche and purpose, but I want to blend my life book leader and professional organization certifications in a specialized, unique way. Ooh, I love it. Yeah. So many of my clients are still percolating on what their business is and what their niche is. I do recommend having some kind of niche because when you really think about it, you don't have to come up with some kind of gimmick or whatever, but you don't serve everyone. You're not here to be whatever, a life coach for everyone. I don't work with men. I also don't work with women who aren't putting something valuable out into the world. That's why I say in my elevator pitch, I work with ambitious women. They are doing something, whether they are building their career, whether they are building their business, whether they're doing both at the same time, whether they're volunteering or being part of their community. They're putting something meaningful out into the world. So that's why I don't work with college kids who are still figuring it out. And I don't work with retired women who are not still actively putting something out into the world. Most of my clients are between 35 and 50 years old. That's just where they fall. And also that range works for me because they tend to have expendable income. So I don't work with people who are just starting out or their low 20s because they might not have the extra income to hire a life coach, because let's get real here. A life coach isn't a necessity, but I can provide something to older women, middle-aged women who are ready for something more in their lives. So yeah, I do recommend finding a niche, whatever that is. And for me, it was combining editorial, systematic, analytical ways of thinking from my previous book editing experience and moving that into life coaching and creating my own framework. That was really important to me, to be able to create my own framework for my own business rather than going to a life coaching school or getting certified and having to follow some other framework. That was important for me. It's not important to everyone else. All right. So I want you to think about, does six figures actually matter to you? Or do you have a different version of success? And if you do have a different version of success, hang on to that because you can still use the strategies we're going to talk about in this session. Six figures also matters because it shows that your business is not a fluke. You just didn't luckily happen to create a business and get clients. If you're earning more than $100,000 a year, it means you're doing something right. It means you're an expert in your field. You know your stuff and people can trust you. So that is one of the reasons why I say that I'm a six-figure business owner, because I want people to know that, like, I'm not earning pennies here. I know my stuff and I demand a certain income and a certain price for my products, and I can back it up. I don't have people screaming like, oh, it's not worth that money. They're like, no, this is worth the money because I know my stuff. I've been doing this for more than 10 years. So if you are earning more than $100,000 a year, it's not a fluke. This isn't a magic wand that bestowed pixie dust on you. You actually know what you're doing if you're earning that much. Also, I hate to say it, but earning more than $100,000 in a year is kind of imperative in this economy. Let's get real here. I think a lot of us, certainly many of my clients, have lost their jobs in the past 2 years, or they become underemployed, or there's just a whole workforce that is stepping up and saying, you know, we're not going to be treated this way anymore, and we demand better salaries. So depending on where you live and the stuff that's going around in your current situation, whether you're like supporting your family or you've got medical bills or you're paying for college for your kids or you're paying off debt or whatever it might be, like literally for most people I know, $100,000 per household is imperative. Like, you can't get around that. Like there are just certain cities that you live in that to have a certain way of life and to take care of yourself, to take care of your family, like you really need to be earning that type of money. Um, and it's sad to say, but it's kind of true. For me, I've lived in many, many cities all over the US. I've lived in Chicago, San Francisco. I'm now in Los Angeles. Good luck living in any of those cities earning less than $100,000 a year. Um, I've also lived in Orlando and Nashville, where you don't need that much money to take care of your stuff. But I bet some of you, depending on where you're living, you need a lot more than that per year. Leave a comment and let me know. Do you feel like you could comfortably live in your city earning $100,000 per year? Or do you need more? Do you need less? Like, is that going to cover your medical bills? Is that going to take care of your debt? Is it going to provide for your kids' college fund or your retirement or any of that? Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow, but I really think that most business owners should be aiming for $100,000 per year or more simply to survive in this economy. Ugh, I know we don't like to think about it, but I think that that's probably a goal you might want to think about. And then the final reason why six figures matters is because it gives you options. It gives you options. Like we like to say, money doesn't buy happiness, but honestly, money buys ease of life. It can pay for many things that make life much, much easier. So you can hire staff, you can hire contractors, you can hire editors and graphic designers for your business. You could donate money for your business. You could have some kind of giving plan for your business. You can also pay for bigger and better systems that let you help many more people. So if you're using some kind of rinky-dink email program for free or for $5 a month or something like that, but at a certain point it starts glitching or it can't handle more than 500 contacts, or your emails look like spam and nobody clicks on them, like that's not helping your clients, that's not helping your customers. But when you earn enough money, you can buy bigger and better customer relationship management systems. Like I use Kajabi, which I've been using for many years, and I'm really pleased with it. It contains everything. It contains my email, my contact list, my membership site, all of my digital programs, my affiliate program, and now they just offered coaching. So now it includes all of my coaching clients in there as well. So when you are able to earn more money, you're able to have bigger and better systems, which lets you help more people. It's not about earning money just to pad your wallet. It's about earning money to help and lift up the world, the people you care about, the reason you started your business in the first place. There are people you care about who have a problem. Your business offers a solution to those people, whatever your business is. So it's really your obligation to earn as much money as you can and be as successful as possible to help those people that you care about. It's not just you, it's the whole world. Woo! Okay, I got to get off my soapbox, but it kind of bothers me when people play small and they're like, oh, I just earned $10,000 this year, or I'll just get pocket change from my business. And I'm like, what are you doing? Don't you care about the people that you're trying to serve? Like for me, like when I started my business, and spent 6 months watching Star Trek on the couch, not doing my work. That wasn't helping anyone. That wasn't helping me do retreats. That wasn't helping me have a membership site. That wasn't helping me make planners and ship them all over the world. That wasn't helping me do anything. I was being like, I was really being a drain on society. So you being wildly successful, you earning a ton of money is only going to help lift up the world. So that's why six figures matters. All right. Okay, so now we know what six figures is, my six figures story, and why six figures matter. How do we get there? Well, first, me and you, we're going to buy some black mass. In the middle of the night, we're going to go over to the bank and break into the. No, we're not going to do that. We have a better way to earn six figures. It doesn't include bank robbery. Okay, the way you earn more than $100,000 per year is through two things. It's a combination of math and mindset. We're going to combine both of those, math and mindset, to get you to six figures. All right, so let's crunch some numbers. We're going to start with the math. No, Sage, not the math. I know, I'm right there with you. I am not a math person, but this is easy peasy math. This is not complicated math. It's just looking at what you got and crunching the numbers and moving things around and rearranging things to make it work. Okay, so let's do some math. If we're going to get you to six figures in 2022, we have to figure out how many sales it would take for you to reach six figures. How many sales would it take for you to reach $100,000 in a year? I'm going to say right now, I'm not dealing with your taxes. I don't know what country you're from. I don't know what the rules and regulations are for you. So we're going to just ignore taxes right now. Do not ignore taxes in your real life. But for the sake of math and sake of this session, we're going to ignore taxes. Let's just say $100,000 a year. Yes, some of that goes to taxes. We're not dealing with that right now. Okay. So I want you to look at your products, your services, and determine how many you must sell per month or per launch to reach that number. So I know some of you have a really good passive income stream going where you get sales every single day, every single week. Like it just kind of works like clockwork in the background. That's the goal for almost all of my clients that we work towards, is getting that passive income revenue going. But some of you might have really big highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows throughout the year. So you might have a launch where you earn X amount of money, and then you might have a really low time for a few months, and then you have another launch where you earn a bunch of money. So figure out how that works for your business. Is it just a gradual, I'm going to earn or sell X amount of this product per month? Or is it, I'm going to get this many sales during a launch and then a low time and then this many sales for a launch? It might be a combination of those things. So that's like your products and services part of it. Let's talk about the action and consistency part of it. How many traffic views, guest posts, videos published on YouTube, social media posts, newsletters sent, newsletter signups, or whatever, free calls, whatever. How much action do you have to take to reach that number of sales? So maybe you're a coach or a trainer or a consultant of some kind, and you know if you do whatever, 10 free calls, you're going to get 5 people to sign up. That's good. So you can say, okay, if I get 5 people to sign up every 10 calls, I need to do X number of calls, free calls, to get this number of signups, which equals $100,000. We're going to go into actual numbers in a minute. Or let's say you have some kind of digital product that you promote at the bottom of your newsletter every time you send your newsletter. And let's say every time you send your newsletter, you get 1 sale. That's the goal that I work with for my clients who have digital products, is to get them into a consistent content production cycle. So they're constantly blogging, they're constantly sending newsletters at least once a week to build up that trust with their audience so that they get minimum of 1 sale per newsletter that they send. 1 sale per week when they send their email newsletter. So if you have like whatever, $100 product, you get 1 sale per week in your newsletter, you would need, 1,000 weeks before you reach $100,000. So I want you to figure out, what do you need to sell, products and services, and then what actions lead to those sales. So is it newsletter signups? After every 50 newsletter signups, you get a $2,000 sale, whatever it is. After X number of free calls, you get a sign up, whatever it is. After you post a video on YouTube, you get 50 sales, whatever it is. And I want you to keep your followers engaged. Give them a reason to trust you. There's nothing worse than a business owner who only shows up when they have something to sell. Like they only pop up once a year to be like, buy my thing. And then they disappear. And then they come back a year later, buy my thing. That's not being of service to your readers, your followers, your possible clients and customers. I want you to create some kind of content and provide good information every single week. It could be written blog posts, podcasts, videos, whatever it is, but there's some kind of content that you're putting out every week to show people that you know your stuff, that you're an expert in your field, and you have value for them, so that when it is time for them to buy, you're going to be the first person that they think about. Like, oh, I wasn't in the mood for coaching, but Sage has been sending her newsletter to me for 2 years now, and now I'm ready for coaching, or whatever it might be. Like, I wasn't in the mood for like designer fashions for my dog, but now I am. And here's this person that I'm thinking of, whatever it is. So it's that consistent content that builds trust and will get you sales down the line. So content is key. I can't say that enough. All right, continuing on with the math. Once you know the products and services that you have or that you can make and the actions that you can take that lead to those sales, let's figure out the easiest way for you to get six figures through your business without overwhelm. Now, there might be some ways that, yes, you might get like bigger sales. You might get $5,000 in one sale. But if that causes a lot of stress and burnout and frustration just to get that one sale, that's not the easiest way. So maybe you want to do more passive income and let things kind of grow in the background. Even though it might take you a little bit longer, at least you're not going to give yourself an ulcer. Got it? All right. So we're going to talk about active income, passive income, and a mix of both. Because these are generally the tactics that you're going to use to earn $100,000 in a year. Okay. Active income products or services are anything where you are physically involved in the purchase and delivery of that product. So me doing this live virtual retreat, this is active income, because if you sign up for Life Editor Academy, I'm like literally there coaching you. But I do my Zoom calls with my clients. It's literally me. It's not a robot. That would be a little weird if they called and it was just some kind of like sage robot, edit your life, like whatever. So active income is when you're physically there doing the thing. This is also true if you do any kind of custom work. So if you're a jewelry maker or graphic designer or whatever it might be, and you do some kind of custom work where you have to talk to the customer and go back and forth with designs before you deliver the finished product, that's active income. Or if you have some kind of inventory of stuff and you have to wait for a sale to come in, and when a sale comes in, you grab the thing off the shelf, you wrap it up, you take it to the post office, that's active income. Active income is anything where you are doing the thing every single time there's a sale. The good thing about active income is that because it's really you doing the thing, you can charge more for it. This is not a pre-recorded audio or whatever. This is not your assistant doing it. This is not a robot doing it. It is you. So you can charge more for that thing. So you can charge thousands of dollars per sale. So let's say you have a $2,000 package, whatever is included in your package, and you sell 50 of them over the course of a year. That will get you $100,000, or about 4 sales per month, or 1 per week. So think about that. If you're a coach and you've got a $2,000 package and you sell 1 per week, that will get you $100,000 over a year. Okay, so what does it take to get 1 sale? Let's say you're a new coach and you're still establishing yourself. If you do 10 calls, 10 free calls, and you get 1 sale, then that's what you know. You need to do 10 calls, 10 free calls every week, and then one of them will upsell into your $2,000 product. That's one way to do $100,000 over the course of a year. You get your active income, you charge a lot, and you work on getting 1 sale a week. Here's an idea if you have passive income, and if passive income is the way that you want to go. So passive income is where you make something once and then it sells thousands of times, and you are not actively involved in the purchase and delivery of the product. So this could be a digital course that people can buy and they can immediately start doing it on their own. My Startup in 60 program, most of the year, is a passive income product where you can just buy it and go through it in the 60 days completely on your own. Or passive income is something where you make it once and then it sells no matter what is going on in your life. So it's all set up like an ebook or a pre-recorded video or workshop or whatever. And people can buy it when you're asleep, when you're on vacation, when you're sick, when they're on the other side of the world in a different time zone. People can just buy it anywhere. That's what they say when it sells while you sleep. They're talking about passive income. So the thing about passive income is because you are not physically involved, they're not getting you, they're just getting pre-recorded you or something like that. Or it's general information because it's got to fit thousands of people. It can't be one-on-one specific. You can't charge as much for a passive income product. And you have to get hundreds or thousands of sales to reach your goal. So let's say you have a $100 product, just $100, whatever it might be, digital program, home study course, ebook, whatever, you have a $100 product and you sell 1,000 of them over the course of a year, that's $100,000. Or that's also 83 sales a month or 19 sales per week, to look at it another way. So if you've been sending your email newsletter like clockwork every week for a long time, giving them good, consistent content, can you get 19 sales of that product every week? That might be one way to do it. Just consistently promoting it in your email newsletter and just living off the sales that come in every week. Most people do a mix of active and passive income. And honestly, when you combine both of them, I feel it's a lot less stress than having to put all your eggs in one basket and be like, I've got to be active 24/7 because there's only one of you. Or it's got to be 100% passive and then you're waiting for millions and millions of sales. So a mix of both. If you do like the example that we gave, the $2,000 product or the $2,000 coaching service or whatever it is, package, and then the digital product for $100. So you got both of those. That would mean you only need, if you split it right down the middle, $50,000 and $50,000, $50,000 active, $50,000 passive. That would mean only 2 active income clients per month, or just 10 sales of your digital product per week together to get that $100,000. That sounds a lot more manageable, honestly. If you only need to get 2 coaching clients a month, you only need 10 sales a week. Doesn't that sound a lot more doable when you combine active and passive income? Another thing that I won't go into a lot of details here is having consistent income through a subscription service. So my Life Editor Clubhouse is a subscription where people join the Clubhouse. I have new content every month and they get charged every single month, the same day, every single month, to stay within the Clubhouse. So as more people get into the Clubhouse or into your subscription membership site, you earn more and more money over the course of the year. So you could start off with just a few people in your membership site, but then by the end of the year, over the course of the year, you've earned $100,000. Make sense? Okay. So that is the math portion of how to earn $100,000 or 6 figures in a year. I want you to sit down with yourself, figure out what your active income ideas are, what your passive income ideas are, what type of price feels good for what you're providing, and then how many of those would you have to sell every single week or every single month to reach that goal, or every single launch if you do those big launches. And then what actions lead to those things. So if you know how many emails do you need to sell to get X number of sales? How many free calls or consultations do you need to have to get X number of packages sold? Leave a comment and let me know, when you crunch your numbers, what does it look like? What does that look like? How many clients is that a month? How many digital sales is that a week? Whatever it comes out to. How are you figuring out your passive income, your active income, and how you're using that, combining them to get $100,000. So I've got a spot in your workbook. There's a spot where you can do the math, making you do the math. How many sales of my products and services do I need to reach $100,000? So you can brainstorm here, you can mind map here, you can try to figure it out. Well, if I do this launch, or I do this launch. So one of the things that has really helped me is doing certain bigger launches. So twice a year, I do my Life Editor Academy, which is a great big amount of income all at once. But then I do have my passive income that's going in the background all the time. And then every so often I do mini launches where I do a live component to my passive income. Like I'll do a live session of life editing for beginners, or a live session of Startup in 60. And that gives me more little bumps of income throughout the year. So leave a comment and let me know, what does the math look like on your end? All right. Moving on, we're going to talk about mindset. So this is the second part. We got the math to get to $100,000 and we got the mindset to get to $100,000. And this might be the more difficult part. I know, for those of you who don't like math, you're like, no, mindset's easy. Okay, so when you want to earn $100,000, I want you to believe with your whole being that you can earn $100,000 over the course of the year, that it is possible for you. That is probably the biggest hurdle you have to get over, is to realize that you have value, you have worth. even if you've never had another job before, even if you've never started a business before, even if your corporate job, you never earned more than whatever money. When I was a book editor, the most I ever earned was $56,000 a year. That was the top of my earning before I left book editing and started life coaching. And I love this. I love having my own business because there's no income ceiling. When I was a book editor, every year or two, I had to hop to a new company, switch jobs, and keep bouncing around because I would get to the top of my income range. They had no other positions above me, or they had no much more money to give me. So I'd have to move companies simply to earn more money. And it was super, super frustrating. But now that I run my own business, I set my own prices and I choose my own products and services. And there is no income ceiling. I can earn as much as I want to charge. I can earn as much as I want to do the work and put stuff out there and be consistent. So think about that. Like when you have your own business, you choose the products and services, you choose the prices, you choose the launches. I'm looking at you guys who have MLMs and think you run your own business. You don't. If you don't get to choose your own products, if you don't get to choose the launches, if you don't get to choose the prices, you don't run your own business. Tough love time. All right. So I want you to believe with your heart that you can earn $100,000 and that you have value and you are worthy of that money. And when you start thinking that way, it's going to bring up some uncomfortable feelings. Marie France says, with my Lifebook Premium program, I would need 154 clients to get to $100,000. But I definitely want to add other income streams and not just rely on that. Okay. Yeah. Forgive me. I don't know what Lifebook Premium program is. I'm not familiar with Lifebook. You guys can tell me later. But yeah, so that might be a lot of clients. I don't know. Over a course of a year, what is that, like 3 clients a week? Maybe that is a lot, depending on what you do. But yeah, I would say diversify. Like I have 7 or 8 different income streams. Diversify, offer different things, do different kinds of active income, do different kinds of passive income. See if you can create some kind of membership so you get consistent income every single month. They're paying you a little bit. There are so many different ways to do it. So if you are doing the crunching the numbers part and it's like, oh my gosh, I need 3,000 clients to get there in a year, don't give yourself a heart attack. Just start over again and be like, okay, that's if I do it the hard way. Remember, we're looking for the easy way, the easy way that doesn't give you a heart attack or an ulcer. We want the easy way. So keep crunching the numbers. Okay, maybe you only have active income right now. What passive income can you create over the course of the year so that by this time next year, it's rolling along and you've got that passive income stream in the background all the time? What consistent content can you put out there every single week? Newsletters every single week so that people trust you. So it's not going to take so much to earn that. I'm not familiar with Lifebook, but can you raise the price and charge more for whatever it is? Can you add bonuses and extra things to charge more for whatever it is? So do the math, but then don't feel like rigid, like this is the only way to do it. Play around with the numbers, play around with the products, play around with the services, add bonuses, do it different ways and see like, is there a way to tweak this to make it work without without the overwhelm? Okay. So when you are doing the mindset work, uncomfortable feelings are going to come up. You might feel like, oh, I've never earned that in a corporate job. I'm not worthy. Or my mom says I'm not worthy. Or Uncle Bob says I could never do it because he failed at his business. Or my best friend failed at her business and I can never do it. Or who's going to trust me because I'm whatever, X amount of years old. I'm 60 years old. I'm whatever, 20 years old, whatever it is. Either way, you're going to have some kind of uncomfortable feelings come up for yourself. So I had a great coach many, many years ago who told this story, and I love sharing it because I feel like it's really, really relevant. So here's the story. When you think of a seed, like a flower seed that's planted in the ground, you guys from Startup in 60 know this story. If you have a flower seed that's planted in the ground, cover it up, and it gets water and nutrients and sunlight, and it's beautiful, perfect weather all the time. As that little seed starts to grow and the flower is coming up, what is the first thing that comes up? You plant the seed, the flower seed. What's the first thing that comes up? Is it a petal? Is it the stem? Is it a leaf? What's the first thing that comes up as the flower starts to bloom? It's the dirt. The dirt always comes up first before the flower can bloom. And it's the same for you. You are going to be making some big changes in your life, whether you're doing it for your business to try to earn money or whether you're editing your life in other ways. There is dirt and uncomfortable stuff that is going to come up, and you're going to feel unworthy. You're going to have people saying nasty things to you. You're going to feel like you're not capable and you don't have enough knowledge or whatever it might be. Dirt's going to come up. So I want you to realize that you've got to push through that dirt first. So don't let those uncomfortable feelings keep you stopped and freeze up and not grow your business or not try to earn more money. Push through that dirt, journal, meditate, ask for help, join the academy and get extra support, and really push through that dirt so that you can bloom and blossom and reach up towards the sun. I want you to also choose prices. This has to deal with worthiness too, but I want you to choose prices that are a stretch, but not a splatter. Have you heard that before? You've heard that before. So I want you to choose prices that stretch you out of your comfort zone. It's one step outside of your comfort zone, but it's not splattering you. It's not so big and so high that it doesn't feel real at all. So maybe your prices should make you feel like, ooh, can I really charge that much? I don't know. Maybe it should be equal parts exciting and nerve-wracking. That's what your prices should feel like. But your prices should not be so big that even you don't believe them. Like $1 million. Like, maybe $1 million package is not what somebody would buy from you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about mindset and how you can act like a six-figure business owner. I want you to do the things that you are not doing right now. Yeah. So if you're not earning six figures right now, what are some things that you know you should be doing, but you're not doing them? For a lot of people, especially for my clients, it's consistent content. They're not blogging regularly, they're not putting out videos, they're not sending their newsletters. If you blog once and then don't do it for another 3 months, like you're not showing people that you're an expert. You're not giving them solutions and giving them a taste of what it's like to work with you. If you send one email and then disappear forever, they're not going to remember you the next time you have something to sell. So consistent content is how you act like a six-figure business owner. You'll also need to take some risks and make some tiny edits to get closer to that life that you want. So maybe this isn't for everyone, but I'm going to put this out there. Sometimes stretching your money and buying a bigger program or buying something to help you out can help you grow faster. So maybe you have a really crappy camera right now and it's really affecting the quality of your videos and it keeps glitching and you're not able to edit or whatever it is. Could you spend a little bit of money to get a better camera? And that could maybe elevate everything that you're doing. And you'll feel like a six-figure business owner because you're using better products and programs. Could you get a better CRM? I know people who, this would happen to me too, where you've got your email over here, you've got your contact list over here, you've got like whatever it is, your affiliate program over here, your coaching over here, your calendar over here, and you're using all these little bits and bops where at the end you have like 10 different programs to do something that one brilliant CRM could do all of that. I love Kajabi because everything is included in Kajabi. I don't have to have all these little other programs going on. Everything is in one spot, which makes it so easy. And I'm not nickeled and dimed every month. I have one fee and it takes care of everything. So I know this is not for everyone. Maybe stepping up and buying a better piece of software, a better piece of equipment, a better whatever it is for your field can help you feel more like a six-figure business owner and act like it and do some of those hard things. I also want you to not think about what other people are thinking about you all the time. Because honestly, they're not really thinking about you all the time. They're concerned with their own stuff, their own upper limit problems, their own mistakes, their own ways of feeling inadequate, and their own insecurities. I know a lot of people, like this happens to me too, where I feel like, I'm not pretty enough or thin enough or to like be a coach or put myself out there, or I don't have like whatever it might be, flashy clothes or something. So maybe there's something about you like, oh, so-and-so does what I do so much better. Like you don't live up to a different graphic designer or a different whoever, whatever field you're in. most people are concerned with themselves and they're not really thinking about anyone else. So focus on yourself. Don't follow newsletters from your competition. Just work on you and what you're providing for your clients and how you can serve them. All right, let's see. I think I have time for a little bit more. Okay, so let's come up with your plan. In your workbook, there is a spot where you can do your mindset work. And I want you to write down the actions that you're going to take to feel like a six-figure business owner. I mentioned this in another session, but get dressed every day. Even if you're not seeing clients, you will feel different than if you stay in your lounge clothes or your pajamas all day long. Do what you think a six-figure business owner in your field would do. Would they, I don't know, wake up at 6 in the morning, or would they sleep till noon? Would they do their most important work first thing in the morning? Would they put new products and services out there? Would they raise their prices? Would they reach out to people and do a warm letter campaign, which we talk about in Startup in 60? How would they show up every day like a six-figure business owner? Or just think about that. If you had $100,000 in your bank account right now, how would you act? You probably wouldn't be spending 3 hours on Instagram. You would probably be doing things to lift up and support your clients or your potential clients. All right, so here's your homework. I want you to do the math and focus on the easiest way to get there. And then do the actions that support that. So if the easiest way is getting X amount of passive income sales, what do you need to do to get there? Consistent content, consistent emails, consistent showing up. And then do the mindset work. And again, act as if and take action. Act like that six-figure business owner. And that might mean stepping out of your comfort zone, asking for help, joining a mastermind group like the Academy, or getting different products or services that support you better instead of kind of half-assing it all the time. Then set up some systems and automations to help make your day-to-day life easier. So maybe that's scheduling your social media posts, scheduling your newsletters in advance so you're not trying to put them together 5 minutes before they're due. Maybe that's writing a whole bunch of blog posts at one time and then spacing them out and scheduling them over the course of a few months. And then keep going when it's tough, and it will definitely get tough. And if you need more support when things are getting tough, then I invite you to join Life Editor Academy. And we are accepting applications right now for the next session of the Academy. It's a 5-month mastermind group that runs through January through May of 2022. And we've got one-on-one coaching, group coaching, virtual retreats every single month. We got a book club, a movie club, our own portal with exclusive videos and worksheets. And we would love to support you as you work on your goals in 2022. Oh, Joelle says, while doing Startup in 60, I came up with an idea for a subscription program. That's amazing. Yes. Just to remind you, the giveaway for this session is Startup in 60. So remember to like this video or leave a comment, be entered to win the giveaway for Startup in 60. But yeah, so many good ideas have come out of Startup in 60. I've been really impressed by the people who've taken the program and what types of businesses and products and services that they've created. Also, in the Academy, you can create lots of good products and services and get support every single week from me and your Life Editor sisters. So I have a great video to share with you now from one of our past graduates.
Hi everybody, I'm Kathy Coco Colangelo and I am a clarity coach and I do retreats for women, heavenly retreats. You can find me at www.yourlifeisnowcoaching.com. The reason that I joined Sage and the Life Editor Academy was because I've had my coaching business for several years now and I've been juggling my coaching business and another part-time job, and I knew that I needed help to stay focused and find my own clarity with my coaching business and the tasks that I needed to do, and I wanted to grow my business so I could leave the part-time job behind and find my total freedom in my business and my life. Well, the favorite parts of my January retreat, one of the first things had to be was while I was here in Orlando, they're getting a big snowstorm back home in Pennsylvania, so that was a bonus. But my other favorite part was just coming together as part of this community of the women in the Life Editor Academy and meeting them all in person, getting to see and work with Sage in person, and share with all these wonderful women. My aha moment here at the retreat was actually just getting some clarity on some of the things that I had learned from the other women and that Sage and I had discussed before, but actually being together in a group and hearing their points of the women's points of view really helped me to get clear on what my push goal should be, and how I needed to go about creating that, and also just discussing one of the books that we read as part of our book club, and getting some clarity on how that worked, how the 12-week year process worked. Well, first of all, Sage is wonderful to work with, and as coaches or entrepreneurs, we are out there just kind of floating around by ourselves. So we need that community, and Sage provides that for us. And we get to work with other women. We get to share our fears, make breakthroughs, and just feel like we're not alone. We're part of a community. We're not out there just working all alone by ourselves, and other people feel the same way that we do. We're not alone with the way that, with our thoughts and our feelings and our sense of overwhelm and confusion sometimes.
All right, we're back. I got to wrap up this session, but again, you can now apply for Life Editor Academy. I put the link here on the screen, and you can also click the link in the description. Remember, it's a 5-month mastermind group for ambitious women who are ready to tackle their biggest goals. So from health to home, finances to family, business to busyness. So we do it all in Life Editor Academy. And remember, this session is completely virtual, so it's completely accessible, even if you live in another country. And it is less expensive because I don't need to make you buy plane tickets every month for 5 months or pay for a big retreat house. But it's great. We do these virtual retreats every single month in the Academy. So if you like this Life Editor weekend, come join the Academy because we do it every single month. All right. I'm going to wrap this up, but Joelle said real quick, what do you think of Patreon for subscriptions? I actually don't have a Patreon at the moment. Maybe I will sometime. But as I understand it, it runs very much like a membership site where there is exclusive videos or exclusive membership perks within the Patreon community. And then there's other stuff that's released to the whole public. And then people pay a certain amount every single month to stay within it. So that is certainly a way to have consistent income. One way I will say about any kind of like Patreon or something else like that, be careful about setting that up because if anything happens, like Patreon closes at some point, then you lose all of your members. So maybe that's okay, depending on where you're at. Start version 1.0 and you can always build up. But if you have the option, create your own membership site with your own payments, so there's no chance of it like closing or changing or the algorithm doing something funky to it. I do recommend, this is also why I recommend having your own website, your own blog that you control, and rather than relying on simply social media. I've known too many business owners who have just rely on social media and posting stuff on social media. And then if their account is deleted or people aren't showing up for that social media platform anymore, like remember Google Plus, remember Periscope, remember Snapchat. You can't always count on that social media platform being popular forever. So it's better to have your own website, your own email list, your own newsletter, and try to keep your stuff your own because there's no chance of it closing or whatever. But yeah, let me know how many of you use Patreon and if that's working for you. And do you like getting the consistent income every month? All right, got to wrap this up. Remember, you can now apply for Life Editor Academy. Click the link below, and I will see you in the next session. Bye.